Put together a little quick instructional video on just how I went about converting this Lidl Glder. Nothing too clever. Let's start with the basic model arrives, and it has quite a bit of dihedral in the wings, so I got rid of that by taping the wings. So using packing tape on the bottom and the top, I flattened the wings and then held them under tension whilst applying the tape, and the net result is that I ended up with a sort of evened out wing. With anything, it has a little bit of anhedral, but once it starts flying, of course, the wingtips lift a bit, so it ends up being almost straight. So I do that on the surfaces of the wings and the tail. And for cutting the controlled surfaces, I'm measuring an appropriate amount on both sides whilst the wing is detached from the body. Cut it, and I use one of these disposable knives which I can vary the length and set on, which helps me cut through without going all the way through. So I endeavour not to penetrate onto the top surface, because that lessens the ability of the control surface to stay intact. And then, of course, beveling the inside edge of the part as it's bent right over. Same on the tail. On the tail on this one, as you can see, although I cut it straight, it has a little bit of a funny shape to it. So in order to keep it from trying to distort, I cut through the centre part and applied a piece of coffee stirrer on the underside, and that has kept it rigid and allowed for both the control surfaces on either side to remain flexible and articulate. I had to cut a piece of the tail in order to allow this elevator section to lift and fall, and I've installed the servo for the tail in through the rudder, what would be the rudder section. For the servos on the ailerons, once I'd fitted the wing loosely, I then marked out a position for them, removed the wing, cut them out, and same with the canopy. The canopy can be easily removed from the glider itself by inserting the knife underneath and just not too far and just cutting round. Do that a few times, and then you can wiggle it off and then hollow out the canopy and hollow out the body. I just used the knife and then a pair of pliers and pinched it out. I cut off the inch or so of the nose, maybe about 22.5 centimetres, 3 centimetres of the nose, maybe a little more, and fitted a little micro motor, 2205, 2300. And I've just got a flexi prop on it, which is great because when it does land, it just bends. I've got loads of those with my motor rotors. Internally, a little bit of Velcro for the battery to sit, and some tongue depressors or some lolly sticks can be used just to stiffen up the foam at the front here. Just hot glued in. A couple of holes for cooling, and that really is about it. Feed all the wires back on themselves. I keep my VSC loose inside the cockpit. A couple of magnets and washers to hold it all together. And that really is it. In terms of hiding the wiring, I just took the knife, ran it down through the centre, and then just opened it up with my thumb and pushed the wires in. Been quite successful. Made a little bit of a recess there for the servo extension. And now for stiffening the fuse, it is a little bit flexible. I just used a piece of carbon fibre rod. This is a 2mm. 3mm would have been better, but I didn't have any, so did exactly the same. Opened it up with a knife, inserted it, and then pushed it in as far as I could get. Just edged it in with a screwdriver, and then just sealed the whole thing with a bit of hot glue, folded it over again on itself. And that really is as simple as it gets. Kiss, eh? Keep it simple, stupid. So I hope that helps, guys, and I hope you have enjoyable flying. The next time I do one, I'm probably going to try picture runs, or maybe even a completely articulated tail using the same principle as picture runs. Not sure yet, but I've got to find one first. So anybody that knows any Lidl stores around Swindon that have got these in, preferably not this colour, then give us a shout. Thank you.